In this video, I'm talking about autism and driving, and specifically how driving a Tesla has helped my driving anxiety. All that's coming up. Hey guys, welcome back to the TheAspieWorld. My name is Dan and I have autism and ADHD, and I also have a bunch of other things. But today we are talking about autism, anxiety, autism and driving. Now, if you want to learn more about autism, because I make videos like this every single week now, if you want to learn more, remember to hit the subscribe button down below by clicking that notification bell. Guys, what's going on? What's good? It's good to have you here. See everybody just chilling out and doing their own thing. I'm back now. It's January with some awesome new videos. Now, I want to talk specifically about autism and driving because I have a lot of people talk to me about autism and driving in general, and they want to know, hey, you know, what's the best car for me to learn to drive in? Do you drive automatic? Do you drive manual? How did you learn to drive? Because autistic individuals have many difficulties with learning to drive, right? And the way I learned to drive, when I initially had my driving lessons, my instructor was a little bit kind of overly social for my liking. And he was just basically saying, hey, you know, sit in the car, turn the key, check this mirror, check that mirror, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't understand how the car was moving forward, but I knew that I needed to do it, right? So to me, it was like, oh, damn, how do I move, you know, the vehicle? What am I actually doing with my feet? And I was really kind of nervous and I didn't really have a good confidence with driving. So then I went back and I went home and I researched how a car works. Like, what are the mechanics of what car? How does the clutch work? What am I actually doing when my feet are on the floor there? And basically what I found out was very interesting and very simple. That the clutch was engaging in a gearbox and then releasing the gear for higher gear, and you could move the car and stuff. It was just very interesting. And that kind of set me aside from all the other kind of attempts that I'd done to learn to drive. Once I was confident in the fact that I could drive the car because I knew what was happening, I was able to then actually learn to drive. But also, driving is super scary because there are many components to driving. When you're an autistic person, you're thinking about all the variables, thinking, oh, I've got to change the gears, I've got to do the indicators, I've got to check the lights, I've got to check the mirrors, I've got to do everything, all these things. And on top of it, you're constantly trying to change gear if you're driving in a manual car. Since I passed my test, I think I've had 2 manual cars that I'd purchased, and the rest have been automatic. And the reason the rest have been automatic is because I wanted a car that would take away or alleviate some of the issues, or the focus and concentration issues that would face through interruptions. So if you're driving, you're focusing on the road, and you're an autistic person, you're wanting to focus on the road and the road safety, but you're always having to have your attention pulled away because you're needing to change the gear. And this is kind of one of those things where having an automatic car meant that I could just drive and then vary the speed between the brake pedal and the exhaust pedal, or the accelerator. The car would take care of all the gearing. So that was really interesting. Switching from a manual to a automatic car was like life-changing for me. And I think that really did help with my kind of ease and confidence in driving, because I was able to drive longer, drive more places, do all these things. And that really helped. But sat navigation is one of the biggest things. I never had a car until having a Tesla. Never had a car that had sat navigation built into it. So I was already having to like use my phone, or I was using like third-party sat navs. And the problem is like the signal would vary and it wasn't very integrated very well. But now you have cars that have sat navigation kind of standard built in, which is absolutely fantastic. Because as an autistic person, you want to be able to plan your route out and go from A to B as smoothly as possible without any bumps in the road. Pardon the pun. So what is this got to do with Tesla? Though I've always been fascinated by technology, and I'd seen that Tesla had released this car, this kind of like autonomous car that could like drive itself and all these crazy things. And I've always wanted one. So the opportunity came for me and my partner to actually purchase a new car, and we looked around and, you know, we found a decent price Tesla car. So we actually have a Tesla Model 3, which is kind of cool. It's just a 5-seat car, and, you know, has like 5 doors, and it's really good because one of the things that was most interesting about the Tesla is that it helps kind of keep track of the things that you probably wouldn't want to keep track of, or not even think to keep track of. Like, it'll tell you if there is a problem with any of the liquids in the car. There's only kind of like windscreen wash liquid. That's the only liquid there. It'll tell you if that's low. It'll tell you if any of the tire pressure is low and how much to put in it. So you don't have to keep searching the car for what your tire pressure should be. It also tells you if anything needs checking, like if there's a service checking, or if a light is broken or anything like that. The Tesla knows. Also, it has a 360 camera rig. So all around the car, it has like a 360 rig. Now, what's really cool about this is that any time you can press the camera button and you can see every angle around you while sitting in the car. This is amazing because for an autistic person who is very often anxious and fearful of the world, having myself logged in my car, pressing a button and seeing everything outside of from every angle instantly is just amazing. Now, the car also has an autopilot feature, which means that you can drive, you can accelerate and slow down for you, depending on the traffic, or if there's traffic lights, if you're at a stop sign or whatever. And those things are really interesting because it's kind of like a second, like a second person helping you drive, like a wingman in the car. It has a built-in sat navigation, and you can use audio interfacing. Like you can talk to the car, saying like, a Tesla, I don't turn on the lights, or Tesla turn on the radio, or search for this song on iTunes or whatever, and it'll do it. And the thing about that to me is that it makes it accessible, because when you have an autism spectrum disorder and you're wanting to become more accessible with things like, and the thing about it is that you're wanting to kind of have more accessibility within a car, in your life, because again, I use my iPhone and my iPad for accessibility. The car is no different. The Tesla car actually has all of the capabilities to help accommodate many people. Now, not only that, you have full-on climate control within the car, which means that you can change the temperature of just you sitting in your seat. You can change the audio as well, so that you could change the speakers to just be on the backside passenger chair, and then it'll be quiet in the front for you. All of these little things are amazing for sensory trigger, deprivation, because it just helps in every single way. Not only that, the car has this ability to reconfigure the driving. Say you're driving and there's a potential hazard coming up or a potential crash, the car will take control and swerve you away from that and drive you away from it. It's a bit strange when you first experience it, but it takes control so that you don't have to worry that, you always have to be cautious when driving a car, is what I'm trying to say, but the car is like a secondary backup. You don't have to worry about, having somebody else with you to kind of back you up saying, oh, you might crash into that. The car actually does that for you. Now, all of these things, down even to the windscreen wipers, automatic, so when it rains, the windscreen wipers come on, and then the headlights go from normal beam to full beam when it doesn't see a car. When it does see a car, it turns it down to normal beam. Stuff like this is just absolutely amazing, and I think it takes a lot of the stress away from the driving so that you can actually focus on driving the car safely, which is why I highly recommend Tesla for autistic individuals. Now, not only that, guys, I actually have found an app that is awesome for autism and dating, and autism and creating friendships. Now, this is a totally brand new app, and currently right now in January, they actually have a waiting list to get on the app. It's called Collage. Now, I'm going to leave a link for Collage in the description down below, because you really need to check it out, because it's absolutely fantastic. Like, one of the most innovative apps I've seen for autism and genuine relationships, and it's trusted, which means that you can go on there safely and securely, knowing there's not going to be creepy weirdos trying to stalk you out on this app. Now, what car do you guys drive? Do you drive an electric car? Do you drive an automatic car? What is the procedure that you take, and how do you precautionally take measures to make sure that you are accommodated and have accessibility within your vehicle? I want to know. So drop me a comment down below. Do you drive automatic, electric, or do you drive a manual transmission? Let me know. Let's have a discussion. I read every single comment. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it if you think this adds value to somebody's life. Thank you, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.